Everybody has that friend.
What is up, people? It's your boys, Corey and Anthony, back
Yes,
at it
sir.
again with
Mhm,
episode 25 coming to you.
Yes.
25, baby.
Woo,
It's like
halfway to 50.
quarter away to 100. You know what?
Ooh, buddy.
Go ahead and give us a suggestion of what we should do for a 100th video, because we will do it. Okay, well, within limits, okay? All right.
Yeah.
We're gonna do legal things, okay?
Yeah.
All right, let's
Yes,
all calm
yes.
down. So
Mhm,
it's
mhm.
I'm kind of coming up to you with a story, okay? So I would go and visit my sister. Okay, it was Scarlett's birthday. My little niece, love her so much. I love you, Scarlett. Okay, so I take Ada and I. We go down to Jesse's, which Anthony, you've met Jesse. The Butt family. We coined them the Butt family.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. Well, he does, but they're also the Butt family to me too, actually, because if you ever watched that podcast, then you go ahead and watch it, okay? Anyways, so like I said, Anthony's met them, and they are not scared to say what's on their mind, which I love them for that. Okay, because they're not gonna hide their feelings about you. They're gonna tell you what it is. They're like, we don't like you. Get out of my face. Okay. Now the story I'm gonna tell, it gets a little graphic, so a little graphic warning. Okay, I'm gonna try to dumb down some things, but I'm gonna also give you a little bit just so you can pick up what I'm putting down. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, like I said, I travel down Saturday, right? Boom. Travel down Saturday. I get there. Before I get into that story, let me tell you a little stop I did before I get to Jesse's. So I get a text from my brother, Jamie, who you met, and he's I don't know if you heard him talking about it, but he's doing this wrestling match, and his kids are in like martial arts and stuff. It's cool. They're awesome. Love my nephews. So he invited me out to be like on Saturday. He's like, hey, my coach, we're gonna have a little, private match on Saturday. Because Jamie's he's practicing for a wrestling match.
Okay.
And I was like, you know what? Yeah, that'd be fun for me to go out and kind of get back into wrestling. I've been having that little itch. If you didn't know, I wrestled in high school. I was pretty good at it. Okay. But I've been kind of getting a little itch about it. I want to get back into jiu-jitsu and stuff. But anyways, regardless of that, so I get to the studio, the fitness studio. I go in and I'm like, okay, and I'm kind of filling the place out. It's Ada and I, we're both there, and finally Jamie starts getting warmed up to start practicing some of his stuff, his techniques and stuff. So I'm like, you know what? I want to get warmed up too, because if I'm gonna be wrestling or if I'm gonna be practicing with him, I don't need to be fucking around and stuff. Okay, I don't want to hurt myself, basically. Okay. So I get up there and I start helping James and with his techniques, and the coach is telling him what he needs to work on and stuff, and blah 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 blah, right? And I obviously beat him because I'm the best. As far as wrestling wise, I would 9 out of 10 times I'm gonna beat Jamie, just because technique over bull rush, basically. Okay, but his coach, he's an active fighter, right? He fights MMA. He's an active MMA fighter. Okay, but so Jamie was like, "Hey, before we leave, and I want you to wrestle my brother," and like, I'm fine with that. I'm cool with it. I'm not gonna back away from my faith. I'm not backing down, right? But I know, but I know that I'm not, 16, 17-year-old Corey anymore. And I just got done freaking practicing with Jamie for 30 minutes.
Tired, probably.
I'm pretty tired. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
By the way, I have not been working out recently, so my cardio is just trash. Okay. So, we start. So Kush is his name. The coach's name is Kush. Kush. Koosh. K-O-O-S-H. Yeah, exactly like that. Kush. And like I can tell he is good. I can tell just by like.
Well, I mean,
obviously he's good, but like I can tell that how he walks, how he talks, how he's directing Jamie. This guy, he's good, right?
Okay. Okay.
So we start, I'm doing all the head stuff, whatever, and we're like fighting. Like I'm trying to get wrist control on him. He's, attacking back. Like it's like in like it's kind of hard, right? But he plays, or not plays, but he wrestles in a defensive style. So like basically he waits for the person to
Yeah. Yeah.
attack,
Yeah.
which
Correct.
is
I know what you mean.
yeah,
Yeah.
which you should because you want the setup, right?
Correct. Correct.
So, anyways, so I try to get around him, and right, obviously I already know I'm gonna lose. Like I already feel it. I'm fucking dying. My head, I'm dying. I'm like, bro, like get this shit, whatever. I'm trying my best, but
Hmm.
like, my best is his laziness. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But also too, I could also imagine that his defensive, fighting style is trying to also wear you out so that he could also, take over
Yes,
as well.
but I was already wore out, so he didn't have to do too
Yeah.
much.
Correct.
But
Correct.
I'm trying my best though. I do get around him. I get around him. He escapes, and I don't get him down. Okay, but kind of fast forward the story. So I try to shoot on him to get around him, and I was in like try to take him down. Like look, I body slam. Well, he doesn't let that happen. He reverses on me, and he gets me, and like he takes me down on a body slam. Well, my head is trapped when I'm going down. My head is trapped on his chest, so I'm like this, and I land my head not like this, but like this. Can you imagine that? Like imagine top of my head on your chest, and you just land on full force
Mhm.
land,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
and all I hear is like on my on my back.
Oh,
And
bro.
oh, I'm like, all right, you got me, I'm done, And Cushy gets up, and I'm like, I'm trying to recover now. I'm like, holy shit, like, damn, I just fucked up my neck, like,
Yeah.
what the fuck am I
No,
doing?
fuck that.
And like,
Mm-mm.
obviously, like, he's not like egotist. He's like, oh, good, good match. And I get up, I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah. Correct.
and
Hmm.
I don't
Hmm.
speak. I'm worn the fuck out. My
Yeah. I can
my
imagine.
my legs feel like jello.
Mm.
I'm like getting my heart's racing. I'm my I pulled a muscle in my back of my wing. Yeah, I'm fucked up. I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm about to throw up. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I'm not okay. Okay, it took me like a good 15 minutes to recover, bro. 15 minutes to recover.
Damn,
Yeah,
bro.
bro. Yeah, bro. I leave there. I now going to Jess's. I text Jess. I'm like, hey, I'm on the way. Do you have painkillers? Because I'm in pain. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm trying to turn my wheel on my truck. It hurts to even lift.
Yes.
Okay, so I get to Jesse's. She's like, of course she has painkillers because she's a mom. I take like three of those. I take three of those pills. Okay, boom. Okay, pain subsides. All right, now let me get to the nitty gritty. Okay. So Jess and I are half siblings. We do not have the same dad. We have the different dads. We have the same mom, different dads. Okay. So the side of the family that I'm about to tell you about is not my side of the family. It is purely Jess's side of the family. I won't make that very clear because the stuff I'm about to tell you, I probably shouldn't be telling you. Okay. That's how bad it was. Okay. So
Yeah. Okay.
Jess lives close to her cousin Tavia. Okay. The most important thing you need to know about these cousins, she has four cousins from that side. So she has Tavia, Brianna,
Hmm.
Tori, Jade. They're all sisters, and the best one out of the bunch is Brianna. Shout out to Brianna, you're awesome. The worst one is Jade. Okay. The second worst one is Tori, and then you have Tavia. Okay. And I'm not gonna go in their whole history, but and that's just that, okay? And what I mean by worse is that they're not bad people. Just some of the choices they
Yeah.
made
There's. Yeah. Yeah. You're
didn't
gonna have
work out.
favorites. You know what I mean?
Didn't work
Yeah.
out. and
Yeah.
that's okay. Still love them, but love them
Yeah.
from afar. Love
Yes.
you, but stay over there,
Stay
okay?
stay there.
All
Yeah.
right. So so Jess informs me, hey, we're going to a parade. We're gonna take the kids to a Christmas parade in Inman. I'm like, perfect. We're gonna go. Aiden and I go too. But Tavia has a son named Michael. Michael is a wild child. He is the same age as Aiden. He is not like Aiden, obviously. This dude is wild. All right.
Yeah.
So we all get ready and we head off to the parade. Awesome parade. Aiden saw race cars. He saw
Cool.
Santa.
Yes. Oh, he was
He
stoked.
was he was livid. Okay.
Yes, he
Yeah,
was.
he was awesome. Michael was good. I kept him in
Wow.
check.
Okay.
Obviously the girls were good and obviously
Mm,
obviously it's Scarlett's birthday, so I gave her a $20 limit and like, hey, we go, you know, get you a little birthday present. And she got
okay. Yeah.
a little pet dragon. She named it George and
Love that.
nicknamed
Yes.
Georgie. Shout out to Georgie and
Jesus, Georgie the Dragon,
Georgie
huh?
the
Okay.
dragon. Yeah, exactly. It's actually a pretty cool dragon. I mean, you can't really, but it's probably like 18 inches. Like the whole thing is like 18 inches.
Okay.
So it's a pretty big thing. Anyways, so we get back to Jesse's house. This is where everything kind of takes a turn. Okay. So Tavia is married to this guy, Tyler. Okay. Shout out to Tyler. Well, he's probably not watching this, but shout out to you regardless. Tyler has said some things that I'm gonna say. Disclaimer out there, graphic, okay? So Tyler has told Mackie, which is Jesse's boyfriend, Mackie and Jess, he basically said if somebody ever broke into my house, I'm in that house, I will grape them.
Okay.
Okay. So
Yeah, good luck.
yeah, so we're all are so the Jess, Mackie, we're like I want to say that in preface because the story kind of deals with Tyler. It does deal with Tyler actually. Okay. And I told Tyler, or not told, but I'm like, "Man, that's gay." When they told me this, I'm like, well, that's just pure gayness. Like that dude's gay. Nothing wrong with people being gay, but like when you say some stuff like that, but you're married to a woman, you're gay. Like it is what it is.
It might hint to it. Yeah, it
Might
might hint
hint
to
to
it.
you being gay. Exactly. Okay, like it's nothing wrong with being gay. Okay, you do you, girl, or boy, or whatever, or she, they, him,
Yeah.
whoever.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Anyway. Yeah.
so I just want to preface that. I want to put that out there because now you have a picture of what Tyler is like. Okay,
Okay.
very
Got
out
it.
of pocket guy,
Got it.
very redneck.
Yep.
Possibly kiss his cousin in high school. Type of redneck.
He
Okay,
probably didn't. Probably didn't know it,
probably didn't know it.
or maybe he did. Maybe he did. I don't know.
So, anyways, um,
Yeah.
so Tyler and Tavia. So after we get back from the parade, Tavia and Tyler come back over. Mackie has a case of beer. I don't drink. They start drinking. Tyler and Mackie
Yep.
start drinking, right? And like, first and foremost, I'm not drinking, and I'm just on my phone. I'm chilling, all right. I'm in the cat. I'm not part of this conversation. I'm not putting my feet into that or anything, okay?
Okay.
But
Okay.
obviously, I'm
Okay.
overhearing things, okay?
Sure.
So the
Sure.
first
Yeah.
thing I heard was Mackie to Tyler, or no, sorry, from Tyler to Mackie. He said something along the lines of, "Get over here, big fella." I was like, "Okay, best buds. That's cool." He was like,
Yeah.
then I heard Mackie say, "How about you get on your knees?" I'm like, "That's crazy."
No, he
I'm like, "That's
didn't,
crazy." I'm
bro.
like, "That's crazy."
No, he
I'm like,
didn't.
"That's crazy." I'm like, I kind of look up. I'm like, what? They're laughing.
No, he
They're
didn't.
laughing and
Yeah.
whatever.
Sure. Yeah.
But I'm like,
Yeah.
we in the army. We've heard some crazy stuff. This is going
Yeah.
over that. This is
Mhm.
over military level
Yes.
of statements that's being thrown out. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want y'all to buckle up because I have a few more statements, a lot more statements actually. So then Mackie says my name. He said Corey. I'm sorry. He says he doesn't call me, but he says to Tyler. He said, yeah, well, Corey has said that he would do a BJ for $10,000 if
Oh,
offered.
yeah, of course he brought that
Of
up. Of course
course.
he brought that up.
Okay, I want to make this very clear. That's a very hypothetical situation, and I wouldn't do it.
But
Very
yeah.
hypothetical,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't
Got
do
it.
it. But
Got it.
for the sake of the argument that was having at the time when it was said, I got to put a price on it. Okay, I have to answer the question. And I look at my mom, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm like, like it was a joke, ha, ha, ha. Because
Mhm.
I'm already picking up some weird vibes going on. All right, I want so. I'm like, it's a joke, whatever. Then I have to kind of counteract because Tyler's like, oh, you would. I'm like, Tyler, shut up. You just got told to be put on your knees.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
I don't know
Okay.
what you'd be
Yeah.
doing. And then I kind of
Got it.
brought up
Got
the
it.
grape thing, and anyway, it says
Mhm.
that the
Mhm.
heat got off of me. All right, it's around 11 o'clock now. Okay,
Mhm.
I'm I'm getting tired. All right, I'm getting tired. I'm about to need some sleep. Okay.
Yeah.
They're very
Yeah. Got
loud,
it.
but already know, military, I can sleep anywhere,
Yeah.
anytime, any loudness. Obviously,
Mhm.
at this time, Aiden is put down to sleep. He is not in this environment right now. He's in a separate room asleep. Okay, so I start laying down on the couch. I have my little squishmallow, and I fall
Mhm.
asleep.
Mhm.
Okay,
Okay. Okay.
now, but I don't fully fall asleep because they're loud as shit. Because they're getting drunk. But
Yeah.
before I fell asleep, they're like, oh, we're gonna go get Gavin. Now, Gavin enters the picture. Let me tell you who Gavin is. Gavin is Jess's stepchild. Okay? All right? Gavin is cool. I like Gavin. Gavin is my nephew. I love the dude. But he's also a little fruity. A lot of fruity. But also has a girlfriend. Okay? So,
Okay.
when you call them the Butt family, I want you to think Butt family but even worse now, okay? All right. So
Mhm. Mhm.
they go pick up Gavin. By the way, they've already been drinking at this point, obviously, and they go out and get Gavin. Okay. I fall asleep. I'm like, this is my time to fall asleep. I fall asleep. Boom. I don't fully fall asleep. I'm kind of half asleep. I hear them come back in to the house. I'm like, okay. Let me just continue being asleep.
Yeah.
Around
Don't let him know.
around 3 a.m. All I heard was Gavin. He passed, or somebody passed me. I kind of opened my eyes. I'm like, what? I'm on high alert because they've been saying some crazy stuff. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna
Yeah.
repeat, but they've been saying some crazy stuff. Okay, so I kind of peeked my eye out, and Gavin is coming down the hallway. I guess we're coming back from the bathroom. I kind of open my eye, and Gavin's kind of over me, kind of playing around, ah ha ha, because I guess my mouth is open, kind of a little bit. And he was like, oh no, a joking matter, pull my ruler out, and I immediately I'm like, what the fuck are you gonna do? He's like, oh, I'm just playing. I'm like, what you pay? Get the
Ooh,
fuck
I
away
would
from
have
me!
smacked him, bro.
Get the fuck
I would
away
have
from me
smacked him.
right now! Right, get
Oh
away
my
from
god, I
me!
would have smacked him,
Get
dude.
away from me right now, please. Because,
Oh, buddy. He's lucky, dude.
anyways, so but like I said, I was half asleep some of this time, so Jess turns around to me. Jess is still awake. This is unusual for Jess being awake. I'm surprised. I'm like, Jess, you still awake? She's like, yeah. But she turns back to me. She's like, well, that wasn't the first time. Tyler is kind of like, oh, well, what if he drew a dick on his face? I want you, the audience, do not ever, I mean, ever mess with
Oh
somebody
my
in their
god.
sleep. Because if I get up, I have a dick on my face, or somebody's messing with me, they're getting decked in the face immediately. And not
First
just
of all,
that,
how your sister would even allow that, even if it was about to
she
happen, to be
wouldn't.
like,
She wouldn't. Obviously, she wouldn't. But it was just kind of like a joking, talking in a way. Okay. So like now, because they're like, oh, he's asleep. I'm like, I immediately get up. I immediately get up. I'm like, I haven't been asleep at all. I've been listening to y'all. Oh, okay. And I'm not going to tell you the whole conversations, okay? But then they start talking about another person in the family, okay? All right, and now about some stuff and whatever, okay? But back to Tavia. Tavia says, "Hey, have you ever heard of what she call it? Have you ever heard of Chinese or a Chinese goggles or something like that? Something weird."
okay,
I was
okay.
like, no. What is that? She's like, oh, it's when a guy pisses on a girl's face. I'm like,
What in the world is going on?
whoa. I'm like, what are you talking about? No, I never heard of that. Nor would I want to hear of it. Why would I
Correct.
need to know that? But then and she's kind of laughing. I'm kind of laughing too because I'm kind of weirded out though. She then says something else. She's like, have you ever heard of I don't know something I don't know what it's called. It was something. It was a long sentence. I was like, no, I never heard of that. I was like, what's that? She's like, well, what did she say it was? She's like, well, it's when a guy starts going from the back door and then finishes and then hits the girl in the chin. I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
How old is this? How old is Tavia?
27?
Oh, okay. That's what.
Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck is you talking about? Never heard of that.
So,
Never would have been on to do it.
like, what did was she shipped to fucking China or something?
I don't know, bro. I don't know if you heard of that. I'm like, so I jokingly say, I'm like, oh, Tyler, you probably done that stuff though, like, to Tavia. And that's why I'm like, I'm going into the joke now because they're joking around. This
Yeah,
isn't a
yep,
very
yep.
serious
Correct,
conversation,
correct.
very
Yep, got
playful
it.
conversation.
Yes,
And
yes.
then and then Tavia turns around because Tyler has no idea what's going on because he's drunk, you know. So Tavia explains to Tyler, and Tyler's like, "Oh no, I've never done that," and whatever. That conversation's finished. Thank
Okay.
God. By the way,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. Whew. Okay, so the night continues. At this point, I just want to end, honestly.
That is, bro. I would have left.
I can't leave. My son's there. I'm not gonna leave.
Take him.
I had nowhere else. I mean, I guess I could have went somewhere.
Go with your parents.
Like,
Yes.
I don't feel unsafe or anything. Like, like you said, it's all very joking. Obviously, it's nothing
Yeah.
serious.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Yeah.
but after that, I'm kind of just there, and they start talking about Gavin's girlfriend. Okay, and I was about to say her real name, but her name, for the sake of the story, is Kayla. Okay, so Gavin's girlfriend named Kayla, right?
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
is so Gavin is like 18. He's 18 years old. Okay, Kayla is like around like the same age, 19, 18 years old, right? And
Mhm.
Jess doesn't like Kayla. Kayla knows this. Kayla doesn't like Jess. Okay, very opposing forces here. What's going on, right? But Gavin doesn't like when people, talk bad about Kayla. Very,
Sure.
very
Got it.
respectful.
Yeah.
Respectable.
Makes sense.
Exactly, right? I kind of get heated when people start talking bad about Anna, because they don't know, right? Anyways, so that's like a rule that Gavin has. Like, hey, if I'm around, don't really talk about Kayla like that. But obviously they're drunk, so they have no filter. So Tyler and Mackie start kind of ganging up on Gavin about Kayla and how to handle that situation or whatever. because Kayla is very controlling. They argue a lot apparently. It's apparently Gavin can't really go out and have fun. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know the full story. But I start feeling bad about Gavin. I'm like, dang, I got these two grown men ganging up on this. He doesn't know. This kid doesn't know
Mhm.
anything.
Mhm.
They're just trying to figure
Mhm.
out the situation, the relationship, and all that.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
And in my head, I'm just thinking, I'm like, what was I doing when I was 18? You know, like,
Mhm.
absolutely, like, and definitely not worried about no girl. You know.
Uh-huh.
Anyways, I don't know why I brought that up, but Gavin, or I'm sorry, Tyler's like, he's like, you need to break up with her, or something along the lines of that. And Gavin's like, no, like, I love her, like, we're figuring it out.
Mhm.
We're figuring out how it
Yeah.
goes. And I'm like, that's
Yeah. Of
respectable.
course.
Good job, Gavin.
Mhm.
Let's go. Tyler's like, I would never let that. He calls her a name that
That
talk to
snitch.
that snitch talk to me like how she talks to you. And then somehow this conversation steer towards porn. Yeah,
What?
so it goes from that to porn. Okay. All right. Now,
Okay.
I'm still awake at this time. I'm on my phone. I'm trying to not listen but listen at the same time. So Tyler just said you should break up with Kayla. Tavia then speaks up and said, "Hey Corey, um have you ever heard of midget porn?" That's what it was, midget porn. Okay, I'm like, yeah, of course. It's just midget. It's just porn. They're just midgets. Mackie
Got it.
says, "Oh, they're fun size." I'm like, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. Okay. I'm
I'm
like,
kidding.
yeah. I'm like, okay, yeah.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
she's like, have you ever
Yeah.
watched it? I'm like, no, never watched midget porn before. Never really been interested in in that type of porn before.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then Tyler's like, he says something along the lines of like something about a disabled chick in high school that he knew, and basically like, oh, I would be freaky with a disabled chick in high school or something along the lines of that. And then all I hear is Tavia say, "What the fuck did he just say?" I'm like, so mind you, Tyler was just giving shit about Gavin, about this girl, his girlfriend speaking ill to him. But then Tavia's like, "What the fuck did you just say?" Speaking ill to Tyler. And guess what Tyler's doing? He's like, "I'm sorry. He's
Of
Of
course.
course, he's
Yep.
apologizing. Of
Yep. Yep.
course, because like you
Mhm.
just fucked
Mhm.
up. Like
Correct.
we talking
Correct.
about being freaky with another girl, regardless of that she's
Mhm.
disabled,
Mhm.
obviously. But what the fuck you talking about, bro? But then Mackie was like, they have nugget porn. I'm like,
Oh my
I'm like,
god.
what? I'm like, what is happening in this house right now?
Really?
Like, can we like move on from these porn shit? Okay. And
That is
now
crazy.
I exit the conversation because I don't want to be part of that conversation anymore. I exit it. I'll go back to my phone, and I kind of tune them out. Like it's like 4 a.m. It's like 4 a.m. and around that time. It's late as fuck or early. I guess now early as fuck. Okay. But Mackie starts fucking up too now. Mackie, I don't know if I should say this. Mackie goes along the lines of basically saying, I don't know if I should say it.
Listen, you've
Basically,
been
basically,
saying some
basically,
crazy stuff
basically,
already.
what Mackie has said or said was along the lines of, um, oh, I would like to get fucked by a woman or something like that. So like that caliber. And obviously he's dating my sister, but like that didn't really bother me, but like it bothered Jess. So Jess is like, "What the fuck did you just say? What do you mean?" Like, she has a hurt back and like some other stuff. So like, she's not physically able to do some, to keep up sometimes. All good, all good. Nothing wrong with that. But now she's pissed at Mackie So these two guys are just fucking up. Basically, what I'm saying. These people are fucking up. All right. And I don't think Gavin's having this problem. I don't think Gavin is at this problem where Gavin is he's a cool kid. He's a sweet child. Honestly, nothing wrong with Gavin. He does play into like this hood mentality, but they didn't grow up in the hood. I'm like, you're not even from the hood. You need to take that shit somewhere else. Anyways, but I'm just like, wow, this is getting a little crazy. Now we have Jess yelling. When Jess starts yelling, it's never good. Okay.
Jesus.
So Mackie was like, oh, I didn't mean it like that. He starts backtracking. Obviously, I didn't mean it like that. I didn't mean it like that. And Jess speeds off to go to the bathroom or something. Tyler's still in trouble at this point. By the way, Tyler, Tavia's like, Tyler's like, I'm sorry. I'm just like, these poor fools. Because the girls aren't drinking. So they are completely sober. So like, the boys are not in their right mind right now. They don't know what's happening. So that situation passes over. Jess wasn't really arguing, but Tate was like, "Oh, we'll leave." Kind of diffuse the situation. Just like, she's like, "Shut the fuck up, you're staying."
Okay.
So I'm not gonna say exactly what the next part of the conversation, because it's not really needed out in the public like that. Because it's dealing with some other family issues, basically. But basically, they start talking about somebody, and that is directly influences family, basically. And Tyler, I would say this: do you know that person that can manipulate, like, not simple-minded people, but people that are easily manipulated, like
Yeah.
like
For sure, I know what you mean.
the people that like can feed, or like that want to look good in front of people, like friends and stuff, versus you become to know them truly, and when you've been around them for a very long time. Okay, they start talking about a type of person like that, right? So Tyler starts getting emotional now, because like he's like, what the fuck, he's kind of like, I'm not gonna fill you in the not the podcast, honest not on the podcast, but basically they kind of start talking about that, right? Tyler starts getting emotional. He starts crying. I'm like, what is happening? Just like, are you okay? Like, why are you crying? And Tyler stands up and rushes out the house to go outside. So I'm like, oh, thank God. Because Mackie and Gavin follow. I'm like, oh, thank God. Finally, peace and fucking quiet. Like, holy shit. So after that happened, I lay down. I'm like, all right, I'm going to sleep. I'm going to try to get some more sleep, So I fall back asleep. Okay. Now I'm thinking it's over. So kind of filling the gap right now. Tyler, Tavia, and their son, they leave, go back to their home. Mackie and Gavin, they stay up though. I don't know, but now this time I'm asleep. Jesse's went to bed. Okay. Around 6:30ish, I would say, in the morning. So I'm sleeping on the couch. I have a small blanket. I have a bigger blanket. Whatever. I'm chilling.
Yeah.
I'm in a great sleep, and all I feel is somebody take covers off of my feet. I'll wake up in a minute. I'm like, what? What the fuck? And it's Gavin laying on the same couch, which is fine. I don't mind that. But he took my fucking cover. Don't touch my cover there, buddy. Okay?
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
Like, because he touched my feet. Like, I don't want nobody touching my feet, while I'm asleep. I don't want nobody touching me, period, actually. He did that. Get that out of the way. So I'm like, all right, you weird ass. Like, like, what the fuck? Like, at least ask, I put the other cover on me. 30, 40 minutes after that, I hear a knock on the door. Pop, pop, pop. I'm like, like, I'm just trying to get some sleep.
Oh
First and
God, dude.
foremost, who the fuck is knocking this
Really?
early in the morning? I get up because obviously I'm the only one that can't even wake up at this point because Mackie's knocked out, Gavin's knocked out,
Yep,
right?
yep, yep, yep,
I go to the
yep.
door and it's fucking Gavin's girlfriend, Kaylee. She's like, "Is Gavin?" Or she's like, "Is Gavin here?" I'm like, "Yeah." Give me a minute. I shut the door in front of her face. I didn't offer her to come inside. I'm like, yeah. Hang on. Boom. Shut the door. I don't give a fuck. Because why the fuck are you like
Yes, you're that
not
early.
early, too early, girl? So I go to
Yeah,
Gavin. I'm
to
like,
do
I'm
anything.
slapping the
Yeah.
shit out of him. I'm like, Gavin, wake your ass up. Wake up. I'm like, wake up. Your girlfriend's here. You know when it's so funny because you know when you get in that sleep or like maybe it's like a late night or like it's like you wake up you wake up earlier than you expect. You know, like you wake up and you're like kind of like discombobulated.
Discombobulated.
Yeah,
Yep.
you don't know what the fuck's happening. That's kind of what's happening because I'm like, hey, your girlfriend's here to pick you up. Wake up! I'm slapping him, and he goes reaches for his phone, calls her.
Why would he call her? She's at the door.
I don't know what the fuck he says. All here, he calls her.
Oh my God.
He gets up. He's like, apparently she's at the door. I just fucking said that, dumbass. He was like, like fucking stumbling out the fucking door. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Like, I just want to sleep.
That all was a bad dream, is what it should have been.
I wish it was because
Oh my
what in
God, dude.
that? Like,
Yeah, that's a
I
nightmare.
haven't had one of those nights in a very long time, and I don't want
Mm-mm.
another night like that
No.
and for another 10 years. Okay, I don't want to hear
Telling
nothing
you,
about.
bro. You should have got out of there earlier, like I told
I
you,
don't
bro.
really. I mean, I was stunned, not bro. I don't know what to do. I'm
Yeah.
like, what?
Yeah.
Because they're trying to involve me into the jokes. I don't want to be involved in the jokes. I'm staying away from the jokes. And I'm trying to stay away, but I got to defend myself at the same time. I got to play defense. So I'm like, I got back
Oh
up.
my God, dude.
Sometimes I gotta be mad, but sometimes I gotta be like zone. I'm like, okay, like.
No.
Anyways,
Thank God, bro. That's a nightmare.
it
Yeah.
was a
Don't ever do that
nightmare.
again.
I really should have just got out of there.
Yeah.
But like,
Easy, bro.
I honestly just go there for Jess and the girls. That's all I care about. I love
Oh
Mackie.
yeah.
Mackie, I love
Yeah.
you. But like Jess and the girls.
Yeah. But sometimes there needs to be a time limit.
Yeah, maybe. But like
You
also,
could always go back. It's not like you're not gonna go back. I
oh,
mean,
that's true. That's true. But like Aiden, he went to sleep very late, and I was very cognizant of his sleep. Like he needs sleep.
he would have been easy to. I'm telling you, you would have if you would have woke him up or picked him up, he would have been
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
like he would have passed right back
No, for
out.
sure. But I wasn't in any
So
space to drive. I wasn't about
yeah.
to drive 3.5 hours back home in the middle of the night.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You could have just went to your parents' house, bro.
I'm not. No, I'm about to get shot. What do you mean? I just open the door in the middle of the
How you
night.
gonna get?
They didn't know I was down. They didn't know I was down.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
okay,
yeah. They
okay.
didn't know I was down. So it was kind of the only place I could go, which is fine. But like, this, I kind of just want to share what happened.
Yeah,
Kind of,
yeah,
give you a little bit of her side of the family. Her side, not my side. Her side of the family. Okay, her
yeah.
side.
I mean,
Cause
yeah. At that
I
point,
have stories for days about her side of the family. They
yeah,
are
yeah. I don't know.
crazy. They are crazy,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
Love them, but they're crazy. I love you from
yeah,
afar.
yeah. Or maybe what I mean. Whenever we go there, well, at the start a timer. Be like, all right, after an hour, all right, we gotta take a break from whatever the fuck you're saying and actually talk a real
Yeah.
conversation.
Well, I'll also say if you go there, I'm not staying the night. Obviously, like if you and I are
Yeah,
together, I'm
yeah,
not. I'm not.
yes.
It. There.
And plus, we have a relaxing area that we know that we can go to.
Exactly.
And
That has an inside hot tub,
oh god,
pool.
bro, it was
Yeah. I would
relaxing
say
over there.
hotel beds though.
No,
No,
not good.
not good.
Mm-mm.
And the little
And the pillows too, you freaking just sank right into it. It was like, where's the cushion?
well,
How to use all the pillows for one pillow?
my neck feel
Yeah,
like it's
dude.
on a cardboard. I'm like, oh
Yes,
shit.
yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Other than that,
Other than that,
it was good.
good hotel. Obviously,
Yeah.
if you haven't seen the hotel story, go back like 2-3 podcasts. Okay, it's
Mhm.
the title is "Where Are We?" Okay. Anyways,
Yeah.
but that is the story. Like I said, disclaimer. Okay, because there's lots of talks that go on. Okay. Okay, I was. It's been a very long time since I've been around that type of people, where they just say some crazy stuff like that. That used to be the normal nights for me. But I went to the army for about 10 years. I had to deal with all that. I was there was minimal, you know, words.
Yeah.
Nothing. I was like, they really just saying stuff. They really
Yeah.
just
That's
saying stuff
that's
over
that's
here.
gonna be hashtag Nightmare on Elm Street. That's what that street's gonna be from now on.
Yes, absolutely.
Because there's no way you're going in and not coming out with a
I,
nightmare story,
I
bro.
I got traumatized. I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I literally got traumatized. I'm like, I
Bro,
was
just the little kid alone to say what he was said when you apparently had your mouth up, I would have smacked him right there. He would have fell on the floor.
Yeah,
He
not
would. I
fair.
just would.
But like, I'm also hurt too. I'm still hurt, so like, I don't have full functionality.
Oh my god, dude, he is lucky.
Yeah, so
He's lucky.
like, I love the kid. We like,
Yeah, but
but
not that, not that.
obviously not
Yeah,
that.
not
Yeah,
that.
not that.
Yeah, no.
Family wise, love him for a family. Yeah, but yeah, man, it's just once you don't need to be around. You don't need to be around that type of people, because you're gonna be like, you're not gonna be talking. You're gonna be fists are flying.
They wouldn't probably allow me back in there, but I'll be like, I got fucking muscle spasms now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fucking react to shit.
Yeah. What? Oh my gosh. Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
But when they're sober, it's not bad. But just when they're drunk, they're just on a filter. And
No, of course. Yeah, I
yeah,
get it. Yeah, some people are just like that.
yeah. I mean, anyways, I don't have to explain anymore. That's the
Yeah.
story of the Nightmare on Elm Street.
On Elm Street.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's where. And you know what? Make sure you guys that are watching, make sure you write in the comments what kind of nightmare stories do you have with your family.
Please, because we can redact your name.
Yeah,
We can redact your
we'll tell
name.
some stories.
We can do it anonymously. Yeah. We do have an email, by the way. Anthony and Corey pod@gmail.com.
Yep.
Okay, you can send your stuff over there. We can read it for you. Okay. All right. Anyways, guys, go ahead and hit the like button, the subscribe button.
That's
the
right.
Bell button. And hit the comments.
Yes,
okay.
Please.
Woo! Let's go.
You did it. You did
All right,
it.
Steve, get us out of here.
That one friend.